Hello and welcome to another round of Rony's Tuesdays Fun Race 2022 from Season 1. This is round 8 of the championship and we are at Blackwood Historic today in the BMW Sauber F1 car in Live for Speed. I'm Peter Butcher, you're watching Sim Broadcasts on Tuesday the 12th of April already, and joining me tonight in the commentary box, as always for RTFR, it's Eoin Harmon. Eoin, how are you doing?
I'm keeping well, Pete, thanks for asking, and this is a very important race in the championship, getting niggly in the championship now. So everything is on the line, I have to say.
Yes, indeed. We are only a couple of races away from the summer break. We are at round 8 tonight with the BF1 at BL2. Just 2 races to go in the first season of this championship. Of course, a slightly different format this year. We have 2 seasons separated by a short summer break. Let's have a look at the track we're at today. The Blackwood environment, but with the historic layout, which is actually one of the newest configurations in Live for Speed. 2.6 kilometers, 1.6 miles, and it skips the first chicane, so it has one fewer set of corners than the track that everyone is so familiar with in Live for Speed. We have had an hour of qualifying, and we will be going for a 36-lap race at 10 past the hour. We do have some cars, well, quite a lot of cars, in fact, setting a time in the BF1. A car which hasn't been as popular recently, but apparently tonight for RTFR it's as popular as ever. So there we are. We have 40 odd cars trying to qualify for the 40 positions we have left on the grid, Owen.
Yeah, the space to get in with sub 1 minute lap times. It's going to be nip and tuck to see who gets in, but the gap between pole and 40th position is about 2.5 seconds, which is not at all enormous.
No, not at all. But anyway, let's have a look. Let's see what we have in store with the BF1. 2.4 litre V8 mid-engine rear-wheel drive car, only just over half a tonne and generating 720 brake horsepower. It does have traction control, such as the old era F1 cars, but yeah, plenty for the drivers to deal with. So yeah, let's take a look at those all-important driver standings. Of course, no team championship this year, but it is Vitalis Lagutskas who leads the way ahead of Rick Cardle, Fatal, Oscar, Unite, Thamuli, Yaroslav Donelik, Upsas, Mandula, and Iron Donny rounding out the top 10. And Owen, we have five screens of results now in RTFR because we're getting through the season, and as always, we do see a lot of drivers coming and going, trying to get their footing in RTFR, trying to qualify, and then maybe just doing a race here or there. But it is mainly the first page of results, or the first 2 pages of results that we see drivers coming week in and week out to try and score points in the championship. And yeah, the battle at the front is as tight as ever. We didn't see Rick Cardle last time out, Owen.
That's correct. Yeah, that was a disappointment for I think himself and the team. It would just be nice to have as much attendance as possible, but can't expect perfection. Like, we have all our own lives to live and that sort of thing. But he's back today, so if he can get a victory, that will certainly improve his championship credentials.
It certainly will. And here we go then. We have one page left to go, and then we can head to the qualifying session that is almost finished. And there we are. 89 drivers have currently scored 1 or more points in the championship so far this year. So great to see. Yeah, Owen, it's about time. Let's go to the track and see what's going on.
One thing to note is the amount of, that would look painful there for one of our drivers. That's MRC. Couldn't tell who it was, unfortunately, but it was an MRC car. But one thing to note is just how little space you have now with a huge amount of cars just trying to set a lap time in these final 2.5 minutes or so. There's about 6 cars on the back straight right now. You can see on our cameras with 7, 9. One car's coming out of the pits, and there's a car in front of him, a car behind. So
it's pretty packed out there. It's not a long lap here. 52 seconds. So you can imagine how little tarmac there is between each of the cars. 40 cars trying to set laps at the moment. I think it is only 40 times, in fact 42 times registered on our timing tower. But yeah, only 40 grid slots. We're watching Pedro BR, and there's cars everywhere, absolutely littering this track. It's going to be impossible if you've not already set a lap time in this session really to improve, unless you get a clean one, as we see 2 cars going off the track at turn 2.
Yeah, this BF1 is just so enormously fast, and the grip it gives, if you can't keep that downforce going, you're just going to slide off into the gravel trap or the barriers. And obviously those sausage curbs you can see there at the chicane are very, very ominous. If anyone gets too close, they're going to be sent way off into the stratosphere.
Yeah, here is our provisional pole sitter, Sidus Gabor. Yeah, he's looking to try and get a footing in the championship too. There he misses the final chicane, of course, in the BL2R configuration. And here we'll see some cars going wide and tripping over themselves, actually, at the final corner as they try to get the best slingshot possible. It does look a bit odd, but in the dying moments of RTFR, lots of cars will be doing that to try and get the best run they can up and down the hill to turn 1 in a blink of an eye, really, Owen, in this car. It really is that fast.
Indeed, they're carrying huge speeds throughout these sweeping bends, and the back straight in particular is going to see a lot of side-by-side action come the official race. You can see the action on Gabor's steering wheel. He's third gear through that left-hander, very impressive. He's going to be pushing towards 200 miles per hour. He's going to make 200 just before the braking zone.
Yeah, easily pushing 200, and then he's got to spot his braking zone. It's quite bumpy here, and you don't. Yeah, there you go. You hear the brakes lock up as he goes over a bit of a jump, and then lands again. And the traction control cannot deal with that. But that was a pretty smooth lap. Up the hill he goes. Will it be an improvement? No, it won't. 52.97 only for him, but a tenth of a second ahead of Fragmaster's Fatal so far in this session. And yeah, I say only. That was rapid. That was absolutely rapid. 4/10 of a second separate the top 3. Zesty there for Master Race Car. He's pretty handy in the BF1. We saw that in the BF1 League by Master Race Car a few weeks ago. We didn't quite see this many cars in BF1 League, so I'm quite surprised actually by the turnout we have here.
Yeah, it's a significant turnout. The appeal for RTFR continues to grow, and it's just in some ways it is unfortunate we can't get across various series. That some series are very popular and others just kind of have the initial support and then it goes down a bit. But yeah, that's a conversation for another time, I'm sure. So,
Indeed.
Ricardo spins.
Yeah, that's not going to help him get pole. That is in fact the end, yeah, and he retires. Pablo for Furtive Racing on a lap here in a Haas-inspired livery as he heads through onto the back straight. Let's see what he can manage on this lap, see if he can improve on P9, which is actually a decent starting position considering how competitive this grid is. 0.8 of a second, no, he's weaving, so I'm guessing that is it for him. And only a few cars left to set a lap time. Few cars yet to actually set a lap, including this car, currently being tailed by a Honda. Ferrari
Top of
versus Honda.
stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're gonna get
two doesn't go into
contact.
one, and there we go.
Oh.
First bit of drama of the day. Well, I say first bit. We've seen plenty of ding dongs already, but that was the first car-on-car action we've seen. They're definitely too late to set lap times. Can Lorenzo improve? No, he can't. And I think that's everybody, Eoin. And that will bring to a close our qualifying session here. Let's get the results up on the screen and run down that all-important starting order for round 8 of the championship. So on pole position, according to our results here, it was Fragmaster's Fatal who managed to jump Gabor by a tenth of a second in the dying moments. That's actually quite impressive to go a tenth of a second faster, literally in the last minute of the session when we've had an hour, and unseen to us just until we flashed these results on the screen. So well done to Fragmaster. 52.87 then is our pole time. Then it's Gabor with a 52.9. So these are the only two drivers who managed to get into the sub 53s. Zesty quite a way back in P3. Then Rick Cardle rounds out row 2. Dark and Rags on row 3. Nova, who may or may not take the start. He doesn't normally take the start in RTFR. Owen, of course, because he's from Singapore and it's quite late over there. In fact, quite early, depending on which way you look at it. So he's currently on on row 4, but may not take the start. He's alongside Thamuli. Then Pablo and Motomikari on row 5. Igor, Lorenzo, Unite, Math55, Fat Fan, Yaroslav Donley, T-Bug, Conix, Soini, and Iron Donny round out the top 20.
For the bottom half of those qualified, we've Haraloko ahead of Team DC. Nando Alonso's back in P23. We have 7-9, Arska, Jox, Lurcy, Rony, Twin Cam, and Number in the top 30. Then Alalu Rux, Pedro Bior, Kenny, Magic, Yari Katila, Carlos, Leandro 911, Johnny SVK, Gonza, and Xtoff. They are all on the top 40 and can take the starting grid.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Nova is on the service, so one of these two drivers at the end, or one of these 5 drivers at the end rather, will be able to take up the spot. That will be one of either Michael Malik, Hero DR472, Joe Mama Ligmabil, or MRC Kig. Michael Malik, P42. What's gone on there?
I'd love to know. If we could find out at some stage, that'll be helpful to see exactly what happened to him. But that's a very disappointing result, given he's a regular in this series.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Fatal, he put down an absolutely brilliant lap there at the end to take pole position by a tenth of a second, which is an enormous amount when you consider that the lap is only 52 seconds long. Taking it by a tenth is impressive. Gabor had the lead until the dying moments, and then Fatal snatched it away, as he tends to do. So very, very impressive lap time, especially to dethrone Gabor, who we know he's pretty handy in the BF1.
Yeah, that is a very important point, to have the BF1 as a specialty car that takes some doing, and if you can translate that into the race victory, then that'll be even better.
Absolutely. Well, we will take a couple of moments to debrief and get ready for the start of the race. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for the start of 36 laps around the Blackwood Historic Reverse Circuit with the BF1. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Rony's Tuesday Fun Race 2022 Season 1 Round 8. But in the meantime, I do want to give a bit of a shout out to an event that's happening this Saturday. This Saturday that you should all sign up for. The Long Beach American Street Classic, 16th of April 2022. It's an event by Nova, and it's part of the Layout Racing League, the next season of Layout Racing League. And you should definitely have a go at this because it's at a custom configuration, the Long Beach circuit in America, and it's going to use the IndyCar mod. And it's 85 laps of high octane racing, around about an hour of 45 minutes of your time. Definitely worth a go, so check that out on the Live for Speed forum. We're just about ready to go here for the racing action. Owen Harmon joins me in the commentary box. Owen, we've got 40 cars raring to go for this.
Indeed, Blackwood, as everyone who's ever turned a wheel in LFS knows, it's a very fast track. It gets narrow at stages, and with these fire-breathing monsters times 40 all trying to find their way to the checkered flag, I sense there could be all kinds of wheel banging and all sorts of chaos.
Oh yeah, well, chaos is the word of the day because there is no warm-up lap, there's no formation lap, and there's no rolling start. It's just 40 cars, TBF1s in fact, firing their way up the hill and down to turn 1. It's going to be chaos, frankly, but we're here for it. So let's get going. The drivers are just about to ready up, and we are going to go for 36 laps around Blackwood Historic Reversed. So the last time we saw a race at Blackwood with the BF1 was quite a while ago. So this is going to be entertaining. So hold on to your butts. We are going to be here all the way. It's going to be about 30 to 35 minutes of racing, and let's see what happens. Anything could happen here, Owen.
Anything at all, but for our pole sitter, Fragmaster Fatal, he'll just be hoping it happens all behind him, and he gets away. Race green, race clean.
Look at that grid. That is the largest grid of BF1s we've seen in a while. And, that's great to see. And we have a Fragmaster's car on P1. And there should be, there we are, the Aston Martin Cognizant livery of Gabor next to him on row 1. Here come the lights. 3 red lights. And we are waiting for the green. There it is as we go green for round 4 of the first season of RTFR 2022. We've got a jump start further back from Connix. And we already have massive. That's Rick Cardle. Rick Cardle's been in the wall hard. And that is what we expected to see, pretty much. But anyway, we're away. Fatal has got a good launch.
Spinners at turn 2. There's a red car off. Haraloko, I think it was. Yeah, Haraloko in a mission. We're
going to have more drama here as some tyre barriers go flying across the track. Well, this was what everybody ahead of the race expected to see, and unfortunately, we have even more drama. The drama has it. We've got a car reversing its way onto the gravel trap. You don't see that very often. How many cars will we have at the end of lap 1 here? Fatal, well, he's had a dream start. He's already got a bit of a gap over Gabor, and Zesty has managed to stay with them too. So the top 3 remain unchanged as we head on to lap number 2 here. Well, I did say hold on to your butts, Owen, but that was quite a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, just a chain reaction. Crashes at turn 1, turn 2, and turn 4, I believe it was, before they eventually got around the lap. Nando Alonso, I believe, has taken to the pits. Something must have occurred. Yes, there was a suspension damage on the rear left and maybe the front left as well. Other cars are going around Alonso. But we're on board now with Fatal, watching Gabor intently. So Twin Cam and Rick also took the pit lane. Arska's there. So everyone is just going to probably get the damage fixed before they're inevitably lapped. It's not going to be long at all before there's lap traffic. And there is Kenny struggling again for grip. So I think he needs to take to the pits as soon as possible as well.
Well, we don't often see pit stops happening in RTFR normal. We often see that reserved for the XL edition, but there we are. Needs must. And you're into the pits. We've got drama with Igor and a car going very deep there. Can't quite work out who that was, but anyway, car going very deep at the final corner. Anyway, here we go. Fatal is being caught slightly here by Gabor, who took the fastest lap on the previous time around. As we have a car waiting at the pit exit for all the traffic to go by, and Oscar, instead of driving onto the track, has driven into the gravel. It's not an ideal way to exit the pits at all. But anyway, Fatal able to open up the gap slightly on the back straight. Owen, he opened it up by about 2/10, so potentially Gabor is running higher downforce, in fact, as we head on to lap number 4. They're going to come quick and fast this afternoon.
Yeah, it's like running a lap time around Talladega NASCAR. That's about 50 seconds. So 55 seconds. About that at the moment with the race fuel on board. So yeah, it's pretty comparable to an oval race on the super speedways.
Pablo versus Rony, and Rony is still in. Oh goodness me, he's been tagged and then, well, basically barged out of the way, and that allows Lercy and Pablo to move up. But yeah, a little bit undignified that for Rony. Anyway, Gabor and Unite currently P2 and 3. So Unite has managed to make up a few places at the beginning of this, and we have a bit of a train with 7-9 in the middle of it. He's currently chasing down Number. Number currently P11, of course. Number was.
He's made a mistake at the hairpin, Pete. He's lost his 4th place and is going to drop to 9th if. That's a lap traffic.
Yeah, that's Rick Cardle trying to get a lap back on all these people.
Oh, and a major hit.
Goodness
out of
me.
the race for Rick.
What
No
on
doubt
earth?
about it.
Yeah, Rick Cardle then out of the race with that one. Just a complete tangle moment. Yeah, that's a disaster for him, and a disaster for his championship, because, well, he's not really got a footing in this championship yet. A man who's trying to get a footing is Gabor, who's now right behind Fatal Owen.
Yeah, this is a great chance for the slipstream. It'll be just out of reach for the moment, but then he's going to get within nearly 4/10 of a second on Fatal. The final corner passes them by in no time at all. Just shooting up to 150 miles an hour before crossing the line, 170 miles an hour. Just incredible power from these cars.
Igor versus Haraloko into the final corner, side by side. We're watching Igor in the purple car, Haraloko on the right-hand side in the red Ferrari livery. Rony's also having a battle up ahead, and it looks like Igor's going to keep that one, but Rony is sizing up Leandro 911. Leandro dropped a wheel on the grass, and Rony's pitched him round, returning the favour that Pedro gave him the lap before. Rony, that wasn't very kind, was it, at all?
No, not at all. There is a gap on the track. Leandro can rejoin. But there are 2 other cars that are going to just accelerate past him, and maybe a third as well. Oh, more contact. Leandro and Team DC have made contact.
Yeah, this is a hectic race. At the front, there is a battle going on, a very clean battle so far between Gabor and Fatal, and 5 seconds between the cars behind. Let's have a look back at Lercy, who's getting into some action with Motti McCarry, I believe. Yep, and Lalarux. All right, exiting the final corner nice and cleanly this time, but can Lalarux keep it ahead of Motti McCarry? Motti McCarry trying to find a way through. He goes around on the inside, and it's going to be side by side into turn 1. There's contact, and Motti McCarry forced wide, which will allow Lercy to get through. Immediately on the back of Lalarux, and trying to go around the outside, surely not. Nope, did not work out. But fair play to Motti McCarry. That was a close one.
Yeah, it's definitely a brave attempt, but I have to say that section in the reverse is not really designed for these F1 cars in mind. It's just so dangerous, going up the crest, turning left as you go, and then they're just going to lose all the downforce if they make even a slight bit of contact with another car.
The Mooley's made a place on Iron Donny at the hairpin, the final corner, and Donny down to P6 at the moment. But right up front, we have Fatal still leading the way, half a second ahead. But these guys are going to be coming into traffic any moment now, so that's going to throw a whole different dimension into this race. They've got 1 car up ahead and then a couple of cars just streaking away into the distance to deal with. Unite there, he's currently 5 seconds back with a lot of clear air, so he stands to gain the most over the next couple of laps while the leaders try and get through traffic. Haraloko has just binned Motti McCarry, we're hearing, and Motti McCarry in the wall. as a result of contact with Haraloko just before the Sector 1 line, I believe. Unlucky for him. The other ZFRL car there of Thamuli, in P5, so doing very well. Igor and Lurcy again, Owen. Let's see what goes on here.
Yeah, another case of down the back straight. You have to pick your spot and stick to it. This back and forth can be very, very risky, especially as the transition into the hairpin becomes rather tight all of a sudden. Yeah, it seems like they've refrained from anything too dramatic, because Igor goes very high, using all of the runoff, and just about gets the carry on from the corner, and Lurcy stays behind for the moment.
Yeah, well, Lurcy's now been backed up into Johnny SVK. Johnny SVK trying to make it around the outside into the chicane. That's not going to work. Backs out of it. And we'll have to line up Lurcy out of the next corner to get a run on the back straight, as Igor is eager to get past Lalarux. And he's done it, but for how long? Side by side they go again, and Lalarux has got the move back. But for how long again? Because you can change positions multiple times on the back straight with the BF1. Yari's been off on the back straight. Haraloko is on his T-bar apparently. There he is. Give him a bit of airtime, or at least give his floor a little bit of airtime. Back to the lead. Or not. It looks like Lurcy is having another fight with Lalarux, but hasn't made the move. But is now trying to go around the outside. This is all go in this position for P15 and 16. And these guys are going to have a crash. Yeah, they have, in fact. Johnny SVK and Lurcy.
Watch out, Dunleak.
Oh, this is absolute carnage in the midfield. Can't be much fun for those guys. Igor, meanwhile, has caught up with 7-9. As they head up to the final corner, which one of these two is going to stay on the road? Already down 12 cars since the start of this race, down to 28 runners, and it is Igor trying to make his way around the outside of 7-9, and he's managed it. As we have our leaders in traffic, we're going to switch back to this just for now. Gabor's going to get a nice slipstream off of that back marker, and is going to be able to tuck straight back into the slipstream of Fatal. We might have a change for the lead here, Owen. Gabor to the inside. He's going to have a good run. Fatal won't be able to do anything in this position other than brake late, and it is Gabor who swings into the lead for now on lap 11 out of 36.
Yeah, Gabor's patience paying off there. He was sticking close to Fatal the whole time, and now the dangerous curve, and Fatal incredibly regains the lead before the braking zone. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, good move up the inside, and Gabor, well, you can't do much when you're responding to that car off in the background into the wall. Could have been a back marker. In fact, it was a back marker. We've got a ZFRO car off after the chicane there on the inside, and the leaders somehow managing to get through. That was McElroy off on the left of these guys. But yeah, Fatal back into the lead, and he has the biggest gap he's had since the start, so that worked out quite well. Yeah,
that's paid off in the end. He wouldn't have expected it, but certainly
Donny's been off.
Donny in trouble.
Yeah, he's been off, and that's allowed Number to get through, and Donny likely to lose a couple more positions. There goes Jocks. So Jocks getting through, and Donny trying to make the move back. What's happening there? I mean, is Jocks struggling for pace? I'm not sure what's gone on there. There's now 3 wide. Interesting, but there we are.
Yeah, might have been a bit polite there for Jocks. He might have sensed, if I can get the slipstream in there. Donny tagged.
Yeah,
Pedro facing backwards.
Pedro went for a
and there's Lalarux as well. No, sorry, that was Igor. Igor was trying to get through the melee, but Donny's race
is over. That's going to be a retirement.
It's as good as over, yeah.
Well, unfortunate action going on here. Not enough room and not enough awareness today, I think, is unfortunately the problem. Here we have 7-9 and Igor trying to fight for the top 10 as a car rolls off backwards out of the chicane. Not sure who that was. It was Hero DR. 4-7-2. Rolling undignified back into the wall, as we have Igor now going for a move. This is for P10 in this race. And he moves around the outside for the next corner, for the final corner. 7-9 trying to keep a nose in there. He does so, but Igor's going to have a good run out of the corner. And he's ahead for now, but will 7-9 go for a switchback? No, he's going to drive into the back of him instead. And that will give Igor a bit of a shove onto lap 14.
Yeah, it's a relief, I'm sure, for both drivers that the lag was non-existent. So Igor was able to carry on. And Xtoff pulls alongside. He was blue flagged. So yeah, that's okay. We have Fatal really pulling out a lead now. Something with Gabor and his tyres have caused him frustration there. Particularly the rear right has got the most heat out of all of his tyres. And that gives Fatal a 2.5 second lead when just a few laps ago he was down in second.
Yeah, well, either United's had some problems getting through traffic, or the guys ahead are still managing to keep up very, very good pace, because the gap from Unite to his teammate Gabor is now 6.7 seconds, so up by about 1.5 seconds since we last saw him. So Unite not making too much progress at this stage, but we still have well over half the race to go, and if the second half is anything like the first half, well, anything can happen. Lalarux side by side making wheel contact with who is that? That is Yaroslav Donolik. Yeah. So Yarda trying to make up places, and that's Lalarux.
Oh, Yarda didn't see Xtoff in time. Xtoff was pulling alongside for blue flags, and Yaroslav stuck to that inside line, and Xtoff was already there, so he was able to brake, but that's cost him a position against Lurcy.
Yeah, Lurcy manages to swing by then. And Yarda is well out of the slipstream and won't be able to get that place back in any hurry, unfortunately for him. But yeah, Lurcy's shown some good pace. Not seen him around in RTFR before, so good to see a new name on our timing screens.
Yeah, it just means an extra slot in the championship if you can get some points for his efforts. With round 9 coming up in 2 weeks from now, it'd be nice to possibly get 100 drivers on our championship board. It's not entirely impossible, but yeah, it would be a long shot.
Definitely not impossible. We had almost 200, I think, by the end of last season. And here is Gabor setting the fastest lap, now 1.8 seconds behind Fatal, trying to close that gap up. He has time, but of course there's an element of randomness here today with what has to be described as the most chaotic race I think we've seen in a while, Owen.
Yeah, definitely the most chaotic of RTF4 races, but definitely that XL edition with the Stratos style car, that was chaotic in its own way. The drivers found that really difficult. And Riggs,
yeah, that's a big impact
into the barrier.
Yeah, completely unforced as well. That wasn't as a result of anybody else's doing. He just got on the power too soon. Maybe a little bit of aero drop, as we've got a car sideways as well on the back straight. It's
Roder.
Hero DR again struggling with the middle sector, but yeah, Riggs dropping from P6 to P7, handing a place to Number, who's climbed up from well outside the top 10 to P6.
Yeah, it's great to see Number pushing hard as he can, getting the ascendancy on the grid after the qualifying. He mustn't have hoped for that kind of placement, but yeah, he's doing very well now.
Yeah, Riggs has decided he doesn't want his race to end and has gone into the pit lane to do some repairs. So fair enough, he wants to try and get some more places. That hands a place to Pablo, Jox, Igor, and eventually 7-9, Pedro, and probably Soini and Rony as well. Here we are back with our race leader. And as they round the final corner, it looks like the gap is coming down ever so slowly. See what the gap is at the line. Gabor currently 1.7, and that goes down to 1.6. So he's taking a 10th out every sector just now. And let's see what happens when those get close together again. Here we've got Jox being chased down by Igor on the back straight, Owen.
Yeah, Jox should be handy enough for now. The speeds are equal, so I don't think Igor has much of a chance unless he goes for an extraordinary lunge to the inside. But yeah, he's definitely gained. So Jox could be under threat the next time by Pete.
Yeah, let's stay on board with Igor. Let's watch a lap of his as he gets very, very aggressive on the brakes down into turn 1, trying to wrestle this car around the father and son's racing car of Jox. And you can see the exit that Jox got there. Igor just not able to find any momentum through the corner because it was blocked by the FNS car. Maybe I'll have better luck onto the back straight. Needs to get a good exit. Nope, slightly too much oversteer on exit. Got into the traction control, and that's let Jox get away again. So, yeah, Igor needs to be a little bit more patient here, as Jox, meanwhile, has caught up to a back marker.
Yeah, Much McElroy, I believe that is, has not yielded on the back straight, but he certainly does by the exit of the hairpin, so that's absolutely fine. I think Igor will be more thankful than Jox from that exchange. But yeah, it'll be a case of a second chance. Oh, that's a huge wiggle for Igor. He's able to catch it, but every time he seems to gain on Jox, something happens to his momentum and he loses it all.
Well, he's managed to catch back up just now, but he needs to be able to maintain that position till the back straight. This is where you have the best opportunities to get past. He needs to pray for a good exit again, and it's better, but Jox again has just got enough. He's just done enough to stay ahead.
I think just now, Igor won't have enough overspeed to get the slipstream overtake done. So this battle will carry on. Fatal, I believe, put in the fastest lap last time by 54.55, and he's still looking very competitive with Gabor really reeling him in to a point. And then there's another lap car
0.6 of a second.
Yeah. Now it's actually gone up by a tenth.
Yeah, I mean, Gabor set the fastest lap. I mean, Fatal must have made an error and then regained it in the final sector. Interestingly, yeah, Fatal did gain time in the final sector, but Gabor still set the fastest lap, which is amazing. So Fatal and Gabor massively on pace. And I was going to mention, actually, that, yeah, we were on board with Igor, who's in P9, who just got to the end of the back straight. And when we switched to the other end of the top 10, these guys were just going onto the back straight. So they've almost lapped P9. Won't be long until that happens.
Yeah, they're gaining on more cars on the back straight. It won't be too long now. Unite has the biggest deficit out of anybody. He's got a huge gap in front of him and a huge gap behind.
As P4, Thamuli goes into the wall after turn 5 and just rejoins, but that has promoted Number and Math55 into the top 5. So Math55, he's doing a good job here, but he is now being reeled in by Number. Math55 with that 2022. Is that a McLaren livery on there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's the brand new McLaren.
And being caught up by Number. So Number is hungry for a podium. He's got a lot of work to do. He's got about 8 seconds to catch Unite, but Unite's pace, Owen, it's down the toilet at the moment. 12 seconds, 13 seconds back off the lead.
Yeah, I can't really explain what's happened to Unite today, but you'll be happy if you can just keep it going without any distractions. As we've seen from other drivers, they've made mistakes on their own, and others have been involved in collisions. So the blue flags are out for the race leaders. We've got Yaroslav Donalik. He's been lapped by the race leader. Rony is now moving. He's not going to be able to move away safely until now. So there you go. Fatal is through. Gabor also on the charge. Rony will let him go now, surely. Yes, there you go. Oh, this is big. Much McElroy blocks Fatal, and Gabor will be in here now. This could be take 2 of what we saw about 12 laps ago.
It will indeed.
Gabor, it has huge slipstream potential here. He can pick Much McElroy, and now, yeah, he's going to stick with Fatal all the way. He's got to go to the outside. Fatal makes his decision, and it's who's going to brake latest. Oh, the wheels right next to each other there, and the touch. Fatal holds on.
Fair play to Fatal. That was, had absolutely no choices down the back straight. You got basically blocked by Much McElroy, and couldn't do anything with Gabor in the slipstream and still manages to hold it in the lead. So this is valiant from him. And now with Gabor in the dirty air through these slower corners, he's able to open that gap up again. But he must be sweating to keep ahead of Gabor in this race. Unbelievable.
Yeah, the standards set by the leading pair are wonderful to see. I think Fatal has done enough for the moment. He's got to pass Timu Soini for blue flags. Timu now makes his maneuver away, so that's absolutely on the money there for Timu, who's also a driver we haven't spotted too much, but he's doing a solid job on board with Matt 55, the certainly the unsung hero of the race.
He's weaving. He's weaving. Oh, he's gone on the grass because he's weaving.
Oh, he does give up the inside line to Number, braking late. But there you go. Number has the move done for this moment. But again, we've seen the cars. They can catch on this looping crest on the start-finish straight, and then they head down to the braking zone. And yes, Number is away for the moment.
Yeah, good move. Good move. Math 55. Well, he was the victim there, basically. But he put himself in that position. He weaved too much, dropped a wheel on the grass, and had to lift off. And that allowed Number to shoot by before the final corner. Generally, you don't want to weave around too much. It's not that sporting. And Fatal, navigating another back marker, has Gabor in his mirrors all over again. Can Gabor keep this distance and have another go on the back straight without any back markers interfering?
The back markers are inevitable, I think, to the end. We've got 5 of them in front of the leaders, and then there is that healthy gap afterwards. But first of which, it's father and son's car. I believe that is 7-9.
Fatal's been on the grass. Gabor's got a good exit, and it's going to be a slam dunk here, at least for now. Gabor swings to the outside, and they've got a back marker to deal with, so it's going to be 3 wide temporarily across the sector time. Fatal slightly back in this because of the back marker, has the inside line contact, and Fatal somehow manages to get the inside for now.
Yeah, the inside line on the start-finish is now open.
Oh, goodness.
Gabor will claim the race lead. Or maybe not. No, the scoreboards can't even tell. But now we can confirm Gabor leads. But he's got to get away. This is what happened before. He only had the lead for a few seconds before it was taken back. So he's got to sprint like he's never sprinted before.
Yeah, well, this is now where we see whether it was just the dirty air from Fatal's car that was hampering Gabor, or whether Fatal has any response to that. He has the fastest lap still, but he has not got the slipstream. Gabor has some slipstream off of a back marker, one of the ZFRL cars. Math 55's gone in the pit lane. Why on earth has that happened? Is he underfueled? No work. So your guess is as good as mine why Math 55 has bailed out of P5 into the pit lane and has handed a place back to Thamuli.
Yeah, that's another mystery that will need solving from Matt 55 himself. Gabor now has fastest lap, so Matt 55, I don't know why you'd want to give up track position if that was what he was doing. Magic is now in the way of the race leader for just the exit of the chicane, turn 4 or 5 sort of territory there. Pablo there in 7th place, doing a handy run for himself. Fatal will have to wind himself up for one last attack at the end. There's a car spun. That's Igor in the wall at the final hairpin.
Gonna have to be careful here how he rejoins.
Yeah, he's lost all those positions. There was a big gaggle of cars that were for a position, but that's probably a bit of relief for the race leaders. They now know the track is clear for about 10 seconds or thereabouts.
Yeah, just a confusing one with Math 55. Why he went into the pit lane and didn't do any work. He didn't have any penalties. He didn't refuel, he didn't repair damage, he didn't change tyres, he just went in the pit lane for fun. So losing what would have been a very nice finishing position. Still a nice finishing position if he can make it, but could have been a lot better. Gabor leads ahead of Fatal. Unite some 14 seconds back now. Then it's Number 12 seconds behind him. So I don't think Number is going to be staring at a podium unless an issue befalls Nico Pantola there in third place. Thamuli, best of the ZFRL guys, another very nice position for him in P5. Then it's Master Race Cars Math 55 P6. Pablo for Furtive Racing P7, Father and Sons Joxon 7-9 in P8 and 9, and then Pedro for MRC rounding out our top 10. But yes, only 6 laps now to go for Sidus's Gabor. Of course, we lost Rick Cardle very early on, a very weird incident into turn 1, and another fastest lap for Gabor.
Yeah, Gabor's throwing everything he's got at this now with the fastest lap under his control again. And Fatal just 0.6 of a second behind, but that's just too far for him to be able to gain that lead back through racing means. But if something happens in front of Gabor, then it could invite Fatal back in. Now it's up to 0.7 in sectors 2, and now the start-finish comes in and goes very quickly now. There is one more lap car to come. We're now going to check out another battle. Yaroslav Dunleak and Timu Soini, but Soini went off. So Dunleak is P11. Pedro Bior only a second in front of him. And then Rony is 0.3 behind.
Yeah, a little bit of contact between Yarda and Soini as Yarda went for the move. Unfortunate, but that drops Soini down to 13th, which is still a pretty good position considering 40 cars started this race. But here we are, back with the lead, and the lead is growing. It's almost over a second now. And Chris and Aria just informing us that Yarda was last at the end of lap 1, there or thereabouts, and up to P11. Not bad.
Yeah, great climb after the fall. So I'd say you just want to calm it down and get to the finish now. But Pedro Bior is tantalizingly close if he wants the top 10. He has time to do it, but with the race leaders closing in upon their finish, it'll be them deciding what happens more than Dunleak and Pedro, to be honest.
Yarda is trying to make a move. Yeah. Yarda making a move for the top 10. He's got to be careful here because he does have Rony right behind, who would really love a top 10 as well. But here we go. Yaroslav Dunleak going for a move for potentially P10 on the back straight. He's trying to get under the rear wing, under the gearbox of Pedro. Slightly too far back, I think, for a move on this occasion. But yeah, that battle for the top 10 is heating up once again.
And 7-9 is actually within reach as well. And Jox, if there was a absolute set of incredible laps for either Pedro Bior or Yaroslav, they could gain those positions, but I can't see it happening right now. It would be extraordinary if it did.
Yarda is extraordinarily good on the brakes at the moment. He's went a bit deep into turn 2, but what on earth happened there? Pedro just drove off the track. What happened? I think he must have dropped onto the grass somehow. But yeah, Pedro, very unusual incident, gives up P10 to Yaroslav Dunleak and also promotes Rony up to P11. Bizarre.
Yeah, and Timu Soini now goes on the grass to avoid Unite, who has the blue flag privileges. So Pedro will now get the... Oh no, he's misjudged it! Unite wanted to turn left, and that's what Pedro did as well. So Unite faces backwards and Magic hits him as well. Number is going to notice this coming up very soon, but it's not going to reward him the place. He's too far behind. I think Unite's okay. You can actually carry on.
Well, how on earth Unite has managed to keep P3 for now is unbelievable. He got absolutely walloped by Magic, who it didn't look like was slowing down for any yellow flags, but you know, what can you do when there's a car spearing back across the track? Let's rejoin our leader, Gabor, who is almost an entire lap now ahead of Unite, about half a lap there or thereabouts. and Fatal, who's now 3 seconds behind. So he's not had a great couple of laps, and it looks like he is settling for P2. Here is Unite just re-entering the back straight, and it does look as though he will be able to finish the race in that P3. He does have Number right behind him, though. Only 2 seconds. What can Number do on this lap? We've seen Number pull some rabbits out of the hat, Owen. Can he pull 2.5 seconds out of Unite on this lap?
I'm sure he'll be listening. I have to lean no on this one, but if I'm proven to be incorrect and he notices it, then yeah, I apologize. Yeah, we'll see.
1.7. He's already taken 8/10 out of him on like 2 corners, so we'll see. I think Unite has damage and Number's gone off the track. Oh dear me. Well, that settles it. There's no way that's happening. Yada's not done. He's making a move on 7-9 on the back straight. This is for P9. Look at the nose on Yada's car. Absolutely mangled, presumably from some rear end
we
contact.
have the race winner. Gabor crosses the line to win.
Me.
It's all go, and there you have it. Gabor wins from Fatal. Ding Dong Battle lands in Sidus's column today, but great effort for those two.
Yeah, we almost missed the finish. Unbelievable. Well, yeah, Gabor so fast, 4 seconds ahead of Fatal in the end, 3.58 seconds. In P3, it will be Unite, who will be coming around in just a moment's time. And then we'll have a bit of a wait because, well, a lot of lapping happened, of course, on a 53-second lap. There is Unite, 31 seconds back. Can you believe it? Even after that spin, and it was a 3-second deficit in the end to Number, who finishes P4. So it's Sidus from Fragmaster, from Sidus from Fragmaster. Then it's ZFRL, MRC's Math 55 finishes P6. Pablo, Jock 79, Yada, Rony, Soini, Igor, Pedro, Nando Lonzo, Lalarux, Yari Catilla, Motomikari, Extoff, and Magic are the 20 finishers. Well, Owen. That was certainly a race of attrition, and probably one of the most chaotic races we've ever seen here on the channel.
Yeah, it surely has to be. The fact that the drivers they can carry on for as long as they can dare, really. So some of them would have been involved in those lap 1 incidents, but they're able to carry on. Others not so fortunate. But yeah, you can see all but 5 of the competitors were lapped. So yeah, there you go. Gabor, Fatal, Unite, Number, and the Hipmuli finished on the lead lap, and everyone else was at least 1 lap down.
Yeah, that shows you the pace that Thamuli had. I mean, Thamuli is my surprise entry in the top 5. He has been improving time and race in, race out, but that is a performance and a half, because 40 seconds behind the likes of Gabor and Fatal for a team who were solidly mid to rear over the grid last season, that is a name to watch out for. This is not an easy car. This is the most difficult car, in fact, to muscle around in LFS quickly. So yeah, Thamuli, good effort there for ZFRL. Math 55, a race that could have been for him, certainly. He could have been on for that P5, if not P4. Be interesting to find out what on earth went on there, actually. Maybe he was forced in the pit lane and thought, oh, you know what, I'll just drive through. But he stopped. He actually stopped in the pit box, but didn't do any work. So, no idea. Perhaps he thought he was driving Excel and thought he needed to make a pit stop.
Well, he's delighted in the chat. That's one thing. He's no regret at all.
Well,
so, yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, there we are. So let's go down that order. Gabor in 33 minutes and 31 seconds with the fastest lap of a 53.79 wins ahead of Fragmaster's Fatal, Sidus Unite followed by Number. Then it's Thamuli Math 55, Pablo Jock 79 and Yaroslav Donolik with an impressive top 10 after being 30 places lower than that 30 odd laps ago. Then we've got Rony in P11, Soini, Igor, Pedro Biar, Nando Lonzo, Lalarux, Yarrick Tillett, Motomikari, Extoff, and Magic, our 20 finishers. And yeah, I'm sorry, Owen, I'm going to give you those that didn't finish.
So the drivers that failed to make the finish were as follows: Regs, Johnny SVK, Hero Dior 472, Iron Donny, Tim DC, Kenny, Zesty, Haraloko, Gonza, Lorenzo, Leandro 911, Connix, Rick Cardle, Arska, T-Bug, Michael, Twin Cam, Lurcy, and Dark. So I was really unfortunate for all of those drivers.
Yeah, a number in the chat said he started 30th. That's what we missed that. I thought he started somewhere in the top 20, but apparently he was in the top 30. So a good recovery for him too. Just missing out there on the podium. All right, Owen, I think that's just about all we've got time for, but we do have a few parting messages to mention. First of all, we have to mention that coming up your way in just a few days' time, we have the return of the Fragmasters GTI Thursday series on our channel for you to enjoy, and that will be at Fern Bay Gold Reversed in both the XFG and XRG, happening on Thursday. And then this weekend, a race you should all check out. We're not broadcasting it, unfortunately, but definitely a race we all get behind here on the channel. This is a custom track made by Nova and the IndyCar mod at a track styled to look exactly like Long Beach in America. And you should go and check it out because this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. An 85-minute race on Saturday, the 16th of April. And you can sign up on the Live for Speed forum. There at the bottom, you can see that the sign-up deadline is lunchtime UTC on Saturday the 16th. And this is the non-championship round, the non-championship opener for the Layout Racing League Season 4, the fourth season of that championship, which, to be honest, has been... we love it. We broadcast the previous season, Season 3, and it deserves more love than it gets this series. So please, if you have any time, go and check it out on the Live for Speed forum, and do consider competing in this and the following 5 or I think there's 7 or 8 races planned for this season. So go ahead and check it out on the LFS forum. Owen, that was a fantastic race. It was chaotic, but we're here for it.
Yeah, it's easy to say in the comfort of the commentary section, I suppose. So well done to each and every one of the drivers who put themselves forward and tried their best to overcome that enormous challenge. If it were me, I probably wouldn't have even made pre-qualifying. So yeah, that's a hat tip to everybody. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I hope everyone who tuned in also had a lot of fun, and we'll carry on for round 9 very soon.
Yeah, round 9 will be on your screens in 2 weeks' time, and we'll be heading to, I think we can confirm where we're heading to. In fact, I'll just pull that information up right now. But it will be happening on April the 12th, and at the same time at 1700 UTC. If you fancy getting involved in qualifying, it will be... Sorry, that is April 12th. That is today. I am very good at my maths today, apparently. But yes, the next round, April 26th, the 279th RTFR. And I think that's with the XRG, is it not? I think it is the XRG, taking place at Aston International GT. So it's an open config kind of mashup between Aston Grand Touring and Aston North. A61, if you're familiar with the NDR track nominations. All right, Owen, I think that is just about all we have time for this evening. Thank you very much, as always, for joining me in the commentary box, and Chris in our ears providing us with some direction as to where to point the cameras, because, well, there was a lot of action tonight, as I'm sure you are aware. One extra notice, of course, is RTFR XL. That will be happening next Tuesday, the 64th running of RTFR XL, with the MRG V8 GTR mod at Aston North Reversed. That is going to be awesome. Owen, you'll be there for that. 43 laps, another mod race in XL.
Oh, that's going to be a tantalising prospect.
Absolutely. You've been watching Sim Broadcasts on Twitch or YouTube. We hope you have a great evening, and we'll see you at the next one.
Bye-bye.